Welcome to the Chris Evans Podcast here on Second Banana Media. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and like the page. A thumbs up always helps as well. A lot of great things happening with Guthrie Public Schools, including graduation. More on that here in a little bit. But on Monday morning, the Guthrie Chamber of Commerce got together and for the 8th, 9th, maybe 10th year, went around to each school building as well as IT, maintenance, and showed the support staff at Guthrie Public Schools our appreciation. And the support staff came out of their building to cheers and signs, and they were able to take a sack of goodies and take it back inside. Just a little bit of a appreciation from not only chamber members, but folks in the community as well made the trip out to each of the school. As we take a look at some of the photos there's at Guthrie Elementary, and yes, even the Blue Jay made it out there. So always a fun event to go and be a part of that. And we certainly thank all of our support staff at Guthrie Public Schools. There you see the refreshments and the group that went out there and gave out the snacks and appreciation. Always great to have that. Cotteral Elementary construction continues on the west side. This photo was taken about a week and a half ago, and that is the gymnasium at Cotteral Elementary. And a lot of people on social media were concerned that there's no windows. Well, as I mentioned, that is the gymnasium, and it also will serve as a tornado shelter. So that's why there are no windows there. The school will be just to the south of that. Concrete and has been poured for the footing and all that great stuff as they continue to work on that. The Crosslands Construction gave an update at the school board meeting on Monday and said everything is on schedule as of right now. The completion time is expected to be next March, around spring break. So students will be in the current building right now until that completion there. But everything is on schedule despite the recent rains, and it is definitely looking good. And there's some of the beams going into the gymnasium and the tornado shelter. Graduation Friday night, May 17th, 7:30 is the start time. The gates will open at 6 o'clock. And I looked at the forecast, and it's supposed to be absolutely gorgeous. A high of 77 degrees. There is a 55% chance of rain, but right now those models are showing rain in the early morning hours. So that is great news. Obviously, usually graduation is at the Lazy Arena. Events were already scheduled at the Lazy Arena. Ideally, the perfect scenario is Gelsman Stadium, but you always worry about weather washing that out. There is a backup plan if rain were somehow to come in. Graduation would be moved to Saturday, and if rain got that on Saturday night, it would be moved inside the gymnasium, where each graduate would get 2 or 3 tickets to give out to allow them to go to the graduation. Don't want that, but it looks like right now, to be perfect weather on Friday night. And if you're unable to attend or want to watch the replay of the graduation, we will be streaming that live on Guthrie News page. So there's the main article. You can click on the main article on GuthrieNewsPage.com, or you can go to the YouTube channel of Guthrie News page. Be sure to subscribe and you'll be notified when that goes live on Friday night inside Gelsman Stadium. Always a great time for the class of 2024. Congratulations. On Monday night, the Guthrie School Board formally approved to go out to voters for a $45 million school bond. The election will be held on August 27th. As Dr. Mike Simpson, right now working on his presentation, he will be going out through Logan County. He'll be at civic groups. Hopefully we'll have him right here on the Chris Evans Podcast talking about this bond election. Again, August 27th. $45 million. About $32 million that would construct a new school on the east side of town. If you recall, a couple of years ago, Guthrie Public Schools purchased the land over off of Highway 33. Best way to describe it, the easiest way to describe it for me, is if you go to the Sonic and you look to the left or to the west, that open field, that is owned by Guthrie Public Schools, and a building would be built there. Now, when that would be built would be several years from now. It's kind of like when this last bond election passed in 2019. Cotteral Elementary was a part of that and was not constructed until here recently. That would be the same thing here with an election in August 2024. It would be 4 or 5, maybe 6 years down the road before that was constructed. And that is to help the capacity issue at Guthrie Public Schools. We've heard lately the growth within the school district and how many homes are being built, not in the school district, but also in the Guthrie city limits. And capacity will be the main thing I think Dr. Mike Simpson will be working on with his presentation, along with some other great numbers. But and we'll talk about capacity here in just a few seconds. I do want to pull up some of the projects. I mentioned the $32 million school out of the 45. The other projects would include adding 4 classrooms to Cotteral Elementary, the school that's being built right now. They would add 4 more to that for capacity issues. At Charter Oak, they're almost full capacity as well. They would add 6 classrooms with a successful bond election in August, and they have some immediate things in the work right now to help alleviate some of that capacity issues. We'll talk. So they would add 6 classrooms at Charter Oak, and the other big item on that would be an addition of a $1.2 million addition to the Guthrie Wrestling Room. Guthrie Wrestling has exploded here in recent years, including the addition of women's wrestling, and they have simply outgrown their facility. And so what this would do would be an addition to the current locker room at Guthrie High School, and then the current, it would add 2 mats in there, a walkway, and some restrooms. The current wrestling room would be turned into dressing rooms for both men and women to help with that. And that the part of the renovation of the dressing rooms would be separate money from the bond. With a successful bond election, Guthrie Public Schools will have to find some funds from another place to do the renovation of that. But that would be another part of the bond. And other needs would be across the district would be HVAC needs, parking lot needs, roofing needs, and other items as well. Talk about capacity. Again, Dr. Mike Simpson will have all this information, but the recent numbers shared with the school board members is Charter Oak is at 94% capacity, Fogarty Elementary 87% capacity, Central 90%, Cotteral Elementary right now 100.3% over capacity. So the new Cotteral would add 500, would be a total of 500, and some additional classrooms would definitely add that to close to over 600 or right at 600. The junior high is at 85% capacity. The high school, 95% capacity. And so right now, total capacity, when you put it all together, 87.7%. And so more students coming in the district, got to expand. As I mentioned, Dr. Mike Simpson will have all that information in the coming weeks and months. So you'll be more informed. And also we'll talk about financially. This would probably be a tax increase. We've been around 15, 16, 17 mills. This one would go up to 19, 20 mills. Don't have the exact financial information on how much that would go up, but I bet we will learn that information here in the coming weeks and months. That'll do it here on this podcast. Again, congratulations to the class of 2024. Graduation 7:30, Gelsma Stadium. Gates open at 6 o'clock. And again, if you're not able to attend, we'll have it live on Guthrie News page. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for tuning in.